Welcome to Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. I'm your host, Rae Lashea, and we had some technical difficulties before, but I think we have worked it out. So we're going to cross our fingers and welcome our guest, Wunmi Olaiyao, who is one of the dopest, most fashionable, and talented people I know. She's a singer, songwriter, performer, dancer. She used to be my African dance teacher. This is one of her songs. She's also a designer. Most of the clothes on her back and in her closet are from her own creation. And so, if you would please welcome her. Wunmi, if you would press that button that says request to join. Trying to get my camera straight here. I'm very excited to have her on today. While we wait for her to press that request to join, please visit me at www.lessproblemsmoremiracles.com and put your email address in for the PDF Miracle Makers Roadmap, as well as check out the books that I have there that I've written. You Are a Star children's book, 52 Weeks of Miracles, self-help and personal development book, as well as Black Geisha for the grown and sexy erotica novel. Happy Father's Day to the dads out there, and happy Juneteenth. Okay. As well as... It worked. Let me slow down. And happy Juneteenth. Okay.
Are we in?
We're in. It feels like it's moving slower than we are, though.
I'm on a different time?
Oh, yeah. Just, no, the device itself, it seems like it's kind of catching up to us. Welcome, Wunmi. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, you look wonderful as usual. I know you're in one of your pieces, your designs.
Yes, I am.
Please tell the people who you are and what you do.
Hi, my name is Wunmi Omotayo Olufunke Felicity Olaiyao. My friends and fans call me Wunmi. What do I do? What do I not do?
What do you not do, right? It's a shorter list.
So, I have a passion for fashion. I have a passion for dance. And music gives me the platform to exhibit all that I love.
Right. So, I mean, you're an all-around performer, artist. Like I was telling folks as I introduced you, you actually you were my dance teacher. And then I found out that you designed clothing, and I didn't have a prom dress. And so I was looking through Essence and saw a dress that I liked. And I said, can you do this for me? And you said, get the material. And I had it out before. Tell people, and I'll be able to get that picture again.
I remember it was Madame Chang.
Yes, Athena Chang, who was running a youth program.
Yes,
and,
at YMCA.
Yep, and she had you there as one of the dance teachers.
Dance instructors, yes.
And I came through. Here is...
I have that exact picture if I go looking for it.
And I have it as I showed from another angle. Of course, one of my friends is in it, but there it is with the cutout shoulders, cutout waist. And
yeah.
There were a lot of beautiful dresses that night, but I was top 3.
Yes.
So how did you get into fashion, design, art, performance, singing, dancing? Where did it start for
Well,
you?
I've always danced. I had danced my whole life. I think I was dancing before I was walking. That's how I got to put it. And when I was sent to Nigeria when I was 4, and I spent 10 years in Nigeria. When I got back to England, dressing became my way of speaking. No, my dad who raised me, he basically had everything under control. It was whatever he wanted is what took place. But one thing he couldn't control was how I dressed. So I literally used to basically make my own clothes by hand, and clothes that I would buy, I would readapt to reconstruct and create, make it another way. So that was my way. That was also the few things I had control over was the way I dressed. So I basically spend my whole energy reconstructing and creating my clothes the way I wanted it. And so that's it. I poured my energy went into doing the things that my dad didn't get to dictate, which was the way I danced and the way I dressed. And so that was one thing. Obviously, I guess you could say I already had a passion for fashion, so it's just following it all the way.
That's
And
amazing.
creating Wow Wow was about that love of individualism, creating stuff that makes you feel your wow.
Yeah. Wow, wow, Wunmi.
Wow Wow by Wunmi.
Wow, wow by Wunmi. And truly, whenever you step out in one of your pieces, the first reaction is wow.
I guess it had to be that name in the end, because I remember when I had to come up with a name for my line, I was like, I'm like, I don't want it to be called Wunmi. I don't want it to be called Wunmi, because my friends were already saying, I want a Wunmi girl. I want a Wunmi girl. I'm like, oh God, no, I don't want it to be a Wunmi. So and I remember I used to love saying that Senegalese. Senegalese have a word they call it. They say wow, spelled with a double A in the middle, WAAW. And I love that word so much. And when I was teaching, I always said, when you guys did the right step, or when you guys did the combination, I'll say, wow, wow. That's like my teachers used to say to me. So I guess it was all destined that I was going to call my line, wow, wow. So, yeah, you know.
Now do you still perform with a band?
Yes, I do. Although with the pandemic, everything we've been on a hiatus since then. But while I was in Nigeria for the 14 months that I was away, waiting for everything to calm down, I got to workshop with a young, it's like a theater group, and they have musicians who are really young, and I got to work with them. And for 2 weeks, we did a workshop. They had to learn my music and go through the whole process of how we break it down, how I work it out with my band. That was wonderful. And we got to perform. So that gave me an opportunity to get on stage, even though it was our own makeup stage. That was
Yeah.
wonderful. So, yeah.
And
I guess now that I'm back in New York, there's been people are asking if I'm performing. I'm like, I never stop. I never
right.
stop. Something I've always, I guess I'll always be doing.
And if anyone was following you, and please follow Wunmi_Olaiyao here on IG official, right?
Yes.
You had some amazing photo shoots. Like there were some real fashion and the scene. Now, was that like just because you were performing and you just took photos, or did you actually schedule some photo shoots?
A lot of it was spontaneous. Being able to say today, when there's too much time planning, sometimes things get overwhelming. And because of the way situation was over there to do with the pandemic and everything, I just went with the flow. I did quite a lot of shoot during the time when we were all in lockdown. It was like, what can you do? So I set up my backdrop. I took my fabric, created a backdrop, and I would shoot my cousins, my little cousins, and sometimes I would shoot myself. So that was part of it. I was doing that. And then I had an opportunity with the theater company, which is Crown Troupe of Africa, which is led by Segun Adefila. He's the founder and lead. He's the director. I also, again, I will pull in his actors and actresses, and I'll say, come on, I'll show up and say, you know what, can we do a shoot today? And that's how we did. And I will pull the shoot up. So I used them, I used the guys, I used the girls. It was wonderful. And in that kind of scenario, you basically get to create on the fly, as they say. Then before I left, there's a photographer I've been looking to collaborate with. His artist name is Lee Wood Jones. So we did get to meet, and there's a really amazing young woman she actually found me through a mutual friend, Lemi Garioku, who's an artist, visual artist. I mean, oh God, there's so many people in Lagos, man. But Lemi Garioku, so let me
Wait a second. We've lost you in a way. Hold on, Wunmi. We've lost a bit of your sound. I don't know if it's the connection. You can't hear me? I can't hear you. No. We've been having technical difficulties today. Let me just welcome some folks while we're here trying to figure this out. Footprint of David, Kevin _ Jones, CG Music, OT Contemporary Art, Doc Spot 13, Asaha, Asaya Locks. You can hear me? I can't hear you. Okay, no. Let's see, maybe it might be your connection a little bit because the thing was buffering. In the meantime, I'm just welcoming people and thanking them for joining us today. Planet Picard, Rita Joseph NYC, Muzi Wanan Jero, Steve-O Sticks, Ayo the Artist, Tony Blackman, T-Bays _ Sleeky, Kevin Latham. Thank you so much. Welcome to Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. I'm your host, Rae Lashea. I'm here with Wunmi Olaiyao, fashionista and performer extraordinaire. I hope she comes back. We're having a fantastic discussion about how she managed to continue to make music and produce during the pandemic. Oh, we might have lost her. She might come back. In the meantime, please visit me at www.lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. Put your email address in to get the free PDF, Miracle Makers Roadmap, as well as check out the books that I have. You Are a Star, which is a children's book, 52 Weeks of Miracles, which is the self-help and personal development journal, and of course, Black Geisha, which is the erotica, erotica novel. Yes, hear you. You're back.
I am no longer in Lagos, but I'm still getting that experience. I don't believe it.
That's so funny. And I was like, I had asked, would you come on? And you said, well, you know, I'm in Nigeria, so not sure about the internet. Don't want the time difference. Want to make sure that we're set. Wait till we come back. And this has been a long time coming. I don't care. I don't care how it goes. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy you're here. And like I told people, the energy that surrounds you is always so positive. And
thank you.
So you just had a pop-up.
Yeah, so I was explaining that the photo shoot, I worked recently with an amazing photographer, and his Instagram handle is Lee Wood Jones. And basically he had I met him through a mutual friend, and I loved his photographs, so I kept saying, okay, I'm going to do. But then I got so anxious about working with a professional because I've been doing everything by myself for so long. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be able to pull it off? But he gave me a notice and he said, let's do it. And there's this young, okay, that's what I remember I was saying. I was talking about Lemi Garioku, who designed the album covers. Through him, I met Blessing Abeng, and she's an influencer on IG. But I met her because she interviewed me, and I love her energy. I told her that her energy represents wow. She's basically like how I imagined somebody, you know, a wow woman is somebody who is in themselves, comfortable with themselves. And so when they walk out, you say, wow. So I asked her if she would model for me, and she said yes. So this whole shoot just came around. We had one last minute actor. He said it's available Wednesday. Are you available Wednesday? Yeah, she said Wednesday. So literally we just pulled it. I said, oh, we need a makeup artist. She called her. Wow. And we had an awesome shoot, which the pictures are going to be coming out. I sneaked
I gave a sneak peek already on the Wow Wow page, but more is coming. And it was just one of those energy things, again, like you said, when everything falls into place.
Right, right.
So
And I think that speaks a lot to who you are and how you operate. Like recently, I've been thinking about, people call like that person's a hater, that person that, and when you're not a hater, when you like promote other people and support other people and genuinely want to see them do well, that energy comes back to you and you find people who support you and want you to do well, and things just sort of fall into place. And I think that is what resonates from you.
thank you. I feel that there is enough space. Otherwise, this world would not be so populated if there was not enough space for all of us. There is enough space. There is enough space to share. There's enough space for us to put to give room for other people. The table is never full,
Right?
Because someone is always going to get up, so there's always going to be a space to sit.
Right, right.
So,
where can people find your clothing to purchase, or in your music to listen to?
well, for my clothing, it's predominantly online on my online store, which is wowwow.wunmi.com. We're right now in the middle of rebranding. So let me say it again, wowwow.wunmi.com. And we're in the middle of rebranding, which is new logo. So actually, if you check out my Wow Wow by Wunmi Instagram, you'll see that we just shared a new logo. And it's a young, amazing designer, Benga. His last name escapes me right now, so forgive me, who's rebranding for me right now, and he's doing an awesome job. And we're going to shift to a new website. But for now, we're definitely on wowwow.wunmi.com, where you could buy. And if you want to buy in person, we are temporary right now at the Brooklyn pop-up, Brooklyn Museum. I got to remember that. It's
Yes.
So you can come by and you can meet me. There you come and meet me, actually. Come by, and also it helps. You get to try the clothes, the pieces on. Even if you don't buy, try the pieces on, and then when you've made up your mind, you go online and press click, because everybody wants to buy online, isn't it? So
right.
that's
And is that on Saturdays?
It's on Sundays.
Sundays at the Brooklyn Museum.
Yes. So this next Sunday, the 27th, we'll be there. And then the following Sunday, which is July 4th weekend, we'll be at the International African Arts Festival in Brooklyn. That will be our first festival back since the pandemic.
Yeah. And is that over by BAM?
No, that one didn't start. That was Dance Africa. That should have been in May, but unfortunately they didn't get in. But this is a July 4th weekend that always happen, and they're called International African Arts Festival, and they are at Commodore Park, Old Navy and Flushing.
Okay.
Navy Yard and Flushing. Just
Yeah.
saying, oh my
the
God.
Navy Yard down there in Brooklyn.
Navy Yard and Flushing. So that's where that is going. It's on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of July. So if anybody, you're dying to come out and mingle and see Black folks getting together, that's definitely a place to be.
Yeah.
And it's 50th. They're celebrating the 50th since this festival. It's actually the first ever festival I attended when I visited New York for the first time.
Wow.
And I was thinking that they used to be at Boys and Girls High. It was my first time attending a festival when I came. That was 1990. I was so like blown away because I've never seen anything like that. It was my first festival ever, and it was amazing. It was amazing, amazing.
And so 50 years later for them, and about, 30 years later for you, you're going to be there as a vendor.
Yes.
And that's amazing.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's just one of the, I remember attending that festival, realizing how it's important. Representation is important. It's so important.
Yeah.
And that festival have so many different designers and so many vendors, food, clothes, art, healing, all kinds. And then they also have the live performance stage I actually performed there. I think 2016 was when I headlined the closing night. So that was
Oh,
wonderful.
wow.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be the weekend of July 4th. And it's
Yes.
called the International
African Arts Festival.
African Arts Festival. That's going to be at the Navy Yard in Flushing in Brooklyn.
Yes.
And
It's at the Commodore Park, which is on Navy Yard and Flushing. So that way, that's the
yeah.
street.
And then in the meantime, if you got the urge before that on the 27th,
Come on down to
next Sunday.
Brooklyn Museum on Sunday.
And that's amazing. They have their orchestra out there, and they have other food vendors and other artists, and so you can.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's a really nice day out.
And we're getting variety of customers, people coming from all over the world because people are coming for the museum. So it really is awesome. I'm really happy that I actually signed up for it. Because after a whole year and a half, because we've been doing predominantly jewelry festivals all around US. That's how I've been moving wow and
Right.
with the online. So now this has been great coming back into, mixing and mingling again and having the opportunity to do it local. So I'm happy.
Yes. Okay.
Dance Africa, which is the BAM, the one you mentioned. Yeah.
So hopefully next May be able
Yeah.
to do that. Let me welcome a few people. Thank you so much for joining us. Nee Mance or Mancy, GC Wilson 130, that local girl, Miss Griff 1, Silent Hob or Hobe, and Miss Griff, thank you so much. Commodore Barry Park is the actual name of the park there.
Yeah, somebody's fixed it up.
This is Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. I'm here every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And although I am taking a month hiatus to celebrate summer, which includes my birthday, gosh, I'm so happy to see you. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much.
You.
What advice would you give anyone who wants to design or perform or follow their dreams in the arts and design field?
I think the first thing first is to look for someone to mentor, get internships, and also you must play. Whoever you yourself must play. You must play at whatever it is that you want to do. Because in the playing, you will find out exactly what you like about it and what you don't, and what needs working, what needs to be improved. I did fashion, and my teachers noticed that I was always making clothes, and they encouraged me to go to college, fashion college, which is how I did. I took a year, I built my portfolio because I didn't do art. I went and did a 1 year foundation course so I could build a portfolio to then apply to fashion school. This is all back home in England. And while I was in school, I met some of my closest friends who are still my friends, and they were all crazy like me, individuals doing their own. And that was also important when you meet people who are doing what you do, what you love. And it inspired me to follow through on what I'm doing. Definitely it helps to learn things. And when you intern with a company or a designer or somebody whose work you admire, you will also learn. You get to see and hopefully see what's right and what's wrong and how to maneuver for your own self.
Yeah.
Definitely. With music, now music was the last of my, it was actually something I wasn't trying to do. Music wasn't on my horizon. Dance and fashion was something I both did simultaneously. And I needed to breathe, especially to dance. I danced breathing. I used to say when I danced, I was breathing.
Right.
I was blessed. Universe sent me my fairy godfather in Roy S., who basically saw me. He saw me and he gave me a stage. And from then I realized I can do this on a stage for real. So that's how that journey began to dance. And I moved to New York to work as gigs will come. Gigs came to me. And I used my thing I said back then was, if something comes to me, then I will have a go at it. So I did that. And the more I did, the more doors opened up. I worked with Ornette Coleman, the late great Ornette Coleman, and again, I didn't know of him. A mutual friend told them about me, and they invited me in to come and to one of the rehearsals and dance, and I did that. And he took me on tour with him for almost 5 years as a muse. So I danced with Ornette Coleman, and that was again just following, being open, being open.
Would you consider yourself a risk taker?
Actually, it's so funny. I never ever thought about myself as being a risk taker because I thought I was so cautious. But what it was is that when something came to me, I said yes. I didn't go after. I did not chase dance. I didn't chase music. I didn't chase fashion. I followed it because the door will open in front of me and I'll walk through it.
Right.
So you could. So I would have thought a risk taker is somebody who went after things. So I didn't really go after things. I did the things that obviously I loved and it came to me, so I would do it. So that's how I got around it. So I guess the risk was that, well, they asked me. So if anything went wrong, they can't blame me because I didn't go in there telling them I could do it, but they asked me, right? So.
Wow, yeah. I mean, and you make a good point. Sometimes when we're chasing things, they elude us. But the fact that you were open and said yes to the things that came to you, some people are so cautious they say no, and so you might be considered.
That's what I did. That's basically mine. So at the same time, I said that. I think what I would tell my younger self is sort of being a little bit more to go after things. I think if I had to do it again, I would. Because I feel there's also that thing that, do you want it? How much do you want it? Because I feel like that's also the thing, is the courage to believe that you can do it. That was why you would go after something.
Right. Yeah. I just saw a meme the other day that said something like, while you're doubting yourself, other people are wishing they could do half the things you did. Yeah. You know, so wow. Are you performing anywhere before the next festival?
Right now, there is a few inquiries. I haven't said yes yet. So,
but we know you will.
It's got to make sense for it to say yes. That's all the lesson. True. You know, you say you got to make sure you're saying yes to the right things. But yeah, I love performing. That is really, to be honest, that is, I feel my comfort. You say comfort zone is on stage performing.
Yeah, so, that's when you're in your element.
Yes. Yeah. And well, you know, it has all the butterflies and the other that comes, but once I'm on that stage, it all just kicks in like I've never left. So
right, and I mentioned it earlier. When you get on stage and when the music starts playing and you start singing, the energy, you just want to dance, you just want to move, and I think you really do move people in the audience.
I think my favorite part about being an artist is connecting to the people who are there with you. It's paramount. It's actually the best part of it, you know. So that's why most of the time when I'm on stage, I always find a way to come off that stage and be in the audience. People, it always freaks out the festival organizers because they're like, no. I'm like, no, but that's the whole point for me.
You will jump off the stage.
I will. Don't even question me about that one. So my ideal scenario will really be to have a stage in the middle of the audience. Then I can move out into the audience. That is it. But it hasn't stopped me though. When they get on stage with the fences, I climb over the fence. I do all of that. Yeah. And then all that.
Right. And they're like, are we insured? Are we insured? She's going over.
I forget all about that, you know. The first time I had a festival when I went to was in Morocco, Rabat. And I remember that I opened for Uncle Tony Allen, rest his soul, and the audience, they had two fence between us and the audience. I was like, what? So all throughout the time I'm on stage sound checking, I'm like, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get over both fence, man. I'm going to figure this one out, because I thought, when I touched myself, so maybe it's just maybe the fence is just there so people could walk through. So it's not really, people will be in front of the first stage. But they weren't. They were at the back of the second fence. When the show started, I'm like, oh, for real? Really? And my brain was working throughout the first two songs, like you're gonna get through this, right? So sure enough, I found a way. And as soon as I got over the first, I saw some guys in suit running. I was like, what's going on? It didn't stop me though, because I was over the second fence.
Wow.
I was over the second fence and I was in the middle of the audience.
That's
And they couldn't do
amazing.
nothing at that point, because what are they going to do? Drag me off?
Right. No, you got to your people, made that
I
connection.
got there, man. And that made the show. That was, to me, was what is that. So the band were playing and they already know me already. So they were like, they just kept the beat going to when I could pick up my mic, because I was climbing, so my mic was in my pocket. So once I got over the first time, oh God, Wunmi, you're crazy.
Wow.
But yeah. So
and I'm sure that made the show for the people too. They'll never forget that.
No, they're not going to forget me. I remember made some good friends from that.
Right. Wow. So we're going to come to a close now. My goodness, I'm so thrilled that you're here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. Visit wowwow.wunmi.com. Check out the design she has and the clothing that she makes. Also, you can find her music on YouTube. Visit me at www.lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. Get your free PDF Miracle Makers Roadmap. Check out the books that I have there. Wunmi, if you could leave the people with one thought or suggestion, piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't be afraid of who you are. Don't be afraid of who you are.
Embrace it. Love
Embrace
it.
All
right?
of it. All of it. All of it. All of it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you were here today. Thank you, everyone. I will be back July 26th, I believe, whatever Monday that is. And so I wish you all a wonderful summer. Happy summer solstice. And until next time, have a miraculous day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having me, like Rachel.
Thank you.